Hello guys, LifeHackster here. Today we will take a look at some accessories for the new Nest Cam and their battery video doorbell. These are made by Wasserstein, which you'll probably know have been making smart home and security camera accessories for a while now. Some of their products are actually sold through the Google Store and have the Made for Google Nest logo. So these accessories are vetted by Google. But I can tell you that this does not have the build quality like the Nest or Google products, and I'll tell you some of my concerns later on. Thank you Wasserstein for sending me these products to be reviewed. Before we start, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. Thank you. We are going to take a look at several accessories which you might need for the new Nest Battery Video Doorbell. I did review this a while back and I will link that video in the description down below if you haven't seen it yet. First, we have a wall plate, which if you need a cleaner look or want to hide a bigger hole or holes that you've drilled from your previous video doorbells, then this plastic wall plate will cover that. Then we have a couple of adjustable angle mounts. The Nest Battery Doorbell does come with a 20-degree angle mount, but if you need a better field of view, especially if where or the only place you can mount the doorbell is on a wall perpendicular to your door, then Wasserstein has a horizontal adjustable mount that you can adjust from 35 to 55 degrees, giving you a better field of view compared to the 20-degree mount that came with it. Now, Wasserstein also has a vertical adjustable mount that you can adjust 10 degrees down or flip it the other way to tilt 10 degrees up. So before showing you the installation, we know that the new Nest doorbell is battery powered. So you can actually install this anywhere you want and you really don't need these accessories. Unless you want your existing doorbell wiring. And I actually tested this and I'll tell you the benefits of wiring your Nest battery doorbell instead of just using battery power. Well, first you'll be able to use and ring your existing doorbell chime if you wire this in. Next is that the battery on the doorbell will continually be topped off, and depending on your use, you might not need to recharge the battery anymore. I really wish though that the battery doorbell when wired in can have wired or plugged in features like their Nest Cam battery. Unfortunately, this Nest battery doorbell even when wired in cannot be set to record 24/7 like the Nest Hello, or now they're calling it the Nest Wired Doorbell, which means it also doesn't have a pre-recording, which is an important feature that I look for when I review wired video doorbells. So if you want to use your existing doorbell wiring, then these Wasserstein mounts might be of benefit to you. Now the installation. For the wall plate, it is easy. Just screw it in before you screw in the mounting plate of the Nest battery doorbell. For the vertical adjustable mount, and if you want the doorbell to point up or down up to 10 degrees, you need to screw in the included wall plate first. You can also use this with a separate wall plate, which I'll include in this demo. So if you want it to point up, then align the mount to where the angled part is up. And if you want it down, you have to flip it to point down. Snap it in place onto the mount. You can then screw in the metal mount of the battery doorbell with the included short machine screws. Wire the doorbell in and snap it into the mount. With a small Phillips driver, you can adjust the angle of the mount and screw the screws tight to secure it in place. Now for the horizontal adjustable mount, you can also use it with the wall mount earlier, but depending on where you want to angle it, you might need to flip the wall mount upside down. In my case, I want the doorbell to angle to the left, so I do need to flip the wall mount so that the mount and the wall plate will align properly. Screw in the doorbell wires and snap the doorbell in place. And screw in the small black machine screws to the top and bottom of the mount. And you can adjust the angle that you want from 35 to 55 degrees and tighten them in place. There are some small angle markings on both mounts, but they are too small for me and I'm not really sure if it is needed. Okay, as to the build quality of these mounts, they are okay, but not Nest or Google build quality. It does what it does, and my only complaint is the included small black machine screws. They are magnetic, meaning they are steel that will oxidize and will eventually rust. All the rest of the mounting screws are stainless steel though, which is good. As to the Nest Cam battery, Wasserstein sells a dual charging station which you can easily put in two Nest Cams to be recharged. And you will know when the magnets lock it in place and the lights will turn on. Wasserstein says it can fully charge your Nest Cams in 4 hours. I did compare the charging rate if you plug in your Nest Cam to the charger that it came with, and it is the same. I started with 54 and 60% on my Nest Cams, and after 2 hours, the charge were 89 and 93% respectively. So about the same rate. I checked the specs, and both the Wasserstein dual charger and the OEM power adapter has the same 1.5 amp output per channel. so charging rate is the same. Wasserstein should have made this a faster charging unit. Let's address the issue about the magnetic mount on the Nest Cam. That's good that it is magnetic and you can easily adjust the position. And it is also a strong magnet. But if anybody can reach it, it is an easy grab. Well, Wasserstein also designed an anti-theft mount, which you just need to screw in one end of the chain, the one with a bigger hole, together with the magnetic mount. Place it underneath the mount. Slide the plastic collar on the camera and place the other end of the chain in between the screw holes and tighten up the screw with the included Torx wrench. And now you have a more secured Nest Cam. Another accessory that Wasserstein makes is a PoE adapter for the Nest Cam. PoE is power over Ethernet. So just using one Ethernet cable, you will bring power and data for your camera. Now take note of the data part because Wasserstein seems to not know what PoE is, or they took the term literally. But first, and one that stands out when I open the box, is how big it is, especially the diameter of it, 1.25 inches. Now most people that wants to buy this accessory already have Ethernet cables set in place, like already dropped from under the eaves or through a wall. So to use this accessory is to push this through the eaves to the attic. But if you want to do that, you need to drill 1.25 inches hole, which is too big. And another way, and I think what Wasserstein is thinking, is to drop this from the attic. So you have to pull your existing Ethernet cable from the attic, connect this, and drop it again. And that just made it harder. Anyways, there is even a major issue on this adapter that installing or buying this is not worth it. This adapter is only carrying power to charge the Nest Cam's battery, and that's it. It will act as a plugged-in Nest Wi-Fi camera, but you're still going to use Wi-Fi for the data part. So this is still going to be a Wi-Fi camera. You know, I wasted a couple of hours setting this up and comparing video quality and realized, and this is also a Nest thing too, there's no setting on the camera to change your Wi-Fi. And if you want to change it, you have to reset up the camera and all your recordings will get deleted. And actually, Wasserstein needs to pull this out because this is false advertising. Wikipedia states PoE pass electric power along with data, and not just power alone. And remember, you have to have a PoE injector or a PoE switch, and you just cannot plug this in the back of your router. Well, the mount accessories for the doorbell are okay if you need them. The charger doesn't really have a benefit aside from being able to charge 2 cameras at a time, but it is not going to charge it any faster. And the security mount is okay. Extra insurance for your Nest Cam. Well, these accessories will not really work if you don't have the Nest Battery Doorbell or the Nest Cam. So here are my reviews on them. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.